I thought I'd make a quick video talking about how NASA can never get these pictures or composites of the world correct. The continent sizes are always messed up. I'm not sure what's going on there. Here we have the blue marble. This photo was taken December 1972, supposedly 18,000 miles from the planet's surface, from the Apollo 17 on the way to the moon. Just real quick, if somebody went to the moon, why don't they ever show the fourth wall? Why don't they spin that camera around? Anyway, let's just look at some of these now. Here's the 2012 blue marble, and now they say that's a composite, and they're wise to do so because I didn't know the old US of A took up 20% of the world there. And I'm not even going to get started on this ridiculous thing here on the bottom. So we just want to look at blue marble and a few other things. So I went to timeanddate.com at their day and night world map and tried to get the same location there and set it to December, just like when the photo was taken, and just see how much daylight is on the Earth and what continents are supposed to be lit up. So here I actually spent a lot of time playing with this. I brought in the world famous, pun intended, blue marble, and I matched up all the lines, and this is how much daylight. So this is how much of the world should be lit up. They've obviously, now they're claiming this is a real photograph, but this continent is way too big. It just doesn't make sense. And I've tried it multiple ways. I just can't get it to work. Planetary.org is getting in on the action, and they're doing worse yet. This is a video, and I've just paused it here. And, look at the shape of the world here. What is going on? I mean, this is beyond ridiculous. The problem is that people base their decisions on emotion. Nobody thinks about things logically. Everybody always says it's better to be stung by the truth than comforted by a lie, but so very few people actually mean that. And just as a side note, they're talking about this light cell being powered by photons. I do have a video coming up where I talk about what photons really are, and I'm sorry to take so long with it. I want it to be right. I want it to be to where people could understand and do their own investigating. But, I mean, what is this here? Is this supposed to be the West Coast? So I think that was supposed to be this little spot right here, if you look at it. It's just insane. That's crazy. I mean, these continents keep getting bigger and bigger all the time.
Blue Marble 2.0. NASA's Rob Simon made this, and it had wide appeal too. For example, it ended up as the default background on the iPhone.
I didn't even know until I bought an iPhone and turned it on and kind of did a little happy dance.
Simon's job is...
It's primarily taking data and making pictures out of it.
That's what this is, a composite of data sets from several different instruments translated into a picture.
To us, the really cool thing was the data set. Up until that point, there was no realistic color map of the globe anywhere.
So the land layer here comes from
the Moderate Resolution Imaging Spectroradiometer aboard Terra.
And the tricky part here was the weather.
So we actually had to take clouds out.
They stashed the clouds for later, went onto the ocean. That came from an instrument that measures phytoplankton in the sea.
Where it was low, I colored it dark blue because they're low mostly in mid-oceans. And then where it's a little bit higher, it was like a little bit brighter green.
Then add the clouds back in.
There's a small problem with it because there's a very slight gap in between each orbit.
So some of those are painted on.
It is photoshopped, but it has to be.
Then
there was another layer to sort of simulate the atmosphere.
And then there's this little bright spot.
It's called the specular highlight. So it's the reflection of sunlight off of water.
Those are the pieces, but you can't just slap them all together.
It just didn't look realistic. It looks kind of flat, or the clouds are sort of too see-through. So I just hit Command Z a lot.
There's artistry to creating the world.
what I imagine it to be. Unfortunately, I'm not an astronaut. I've never been to space, but I've looked at these images over and over again, trying to sort of get the essence of it. It is photoshopped, but it has to be.
Space art in the galaxy.
In a small, bright office, working side by side,
Let's see.
Robert Hurt and Tim Pyle bring the universe to life.
What we're doing does have real science underlying it.
Robert is an astrophysicist turned artist. Tim, once a Hollywood animator, is now a planet illustrator. Together, they produce some of NASA's most popular images, from renderings of how planets light years away could look, to actual photos of stars and galaxies captured by NASA's powerful telescopes.
And this is sort of how it comes to me. And then
Many of those images have a dark, grainy start, but color and light reveal an astonishing glimpse of how the deepest regions of space might appear to the human eye.
What I'm trying to do is show people sort of the broader colors that the universe has to offer.
It's a delicate blend of imagination and data. The artists meet with NASA scientists over many drafts to ensure a planet or galaxy's look lines up with the research to make each one as accurate as possible.
I love the challenge. It's kind of like a puzzle to me of trying to create something that looks really cool within the restrictions that were given by the scientists.
It can take days, even weeks, to produce just a single image. The dazzling final results, enough to keep us all dreaming of the final frontier for years to come.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm still trying to get my head wrapped around this. This continent just has to be a lot smaller. It's the only thing I can come up with. So I'm not convinced this is a real photo.